Welcome to Papa's Workshop. I want to do just a real quick video today on being able to show you how to change the oil in the generators. Generators are used quite a bit around here with these different storms. And I know a lot of you out there have generators that you may use on your work site or at your home when the power does go out. And it's important not to neglect the oil changing. You got to do that. Please follow the manufacturer recommendations. I use a guideline of about every 40 hours. I like to change the oil in the generators. So today, just a real quick video to show you how I do it in the shop. Let's get started. I want to give a special thank you to all of my Patreons for being able to support this channel. It helps tremendously. And if you'd like to support this channel, please go to patreon.com/papawsworkshop. And today, we're changing the oil in the generator. This generator has been in the storage shed now for quite a while, so I'm going to go ahead and change the oil. And the easiest thing to do is just go ahead and set it up on some cinder blocks. It just makes working on it a little bit easier. Now follow the manufacturer's recommendation as far as when to change the oil, but this generator has actually been in storage now for a couple of years, and I want to be able to change the oil in it before I start it. To drain the oil, this is the little drain plug right here. Now this wheel makes it a little bit difficult to be able to get to it, so I actually like to remove this wheel. Now they have a special tool to be able to remove these, but I don't have one. So I can just use a screwdriver and just lift this out. And it comes out fairly easily. Now granted, with the right tool, this would even be easier. Don't lose the washer. We can slip off the wheel, set that out of the way, and now we have a much better access to be able to drain the oil. Now when I changed the oil a couple of years ago and put this in storage, I had not used it. So I just want to show you, this oil is actually still very clean because I've only started this generator a couple of times. But over this period of storage, you can get moisture in there, and that can deteriorate the effectiveness of the oil. So I don't want to be able to run this without changing the oil. When I first put this generator in storage, I would take it out and run it for about a half hour every couple of months. Well, I got to the point where I just did not do that, and this machine set up now for well over a year without doing anything. Now what I like to do is just use a plastic pan because I can easily wash this out and clean it and have it ready for the next time. So I'm going to slip it right underneath the generator, and then I'm actually going to create a piece of aluminum foil to make a spout. So this will drain away from the motor and the frame and keep this nice and clean. To make the little tray really doesn't take a whole lot. I just roll up the foil on one side, flip it over, and roll it up again on the other side. And what I'm going to do is just make a little trough for this oil to flow down. And I'm going to do the same thing on the back side. Then I'm going to just shape it so the oil will flow right down and empty into my little bucket. And then all I'm going to do is just slip this right underneath, kind of mold this a little bit. And that will catch all of the oil. So there's my little tray. Now this takes a 10mm wrench to be able to loosen this. I like to be able to help hold this tray just a little bit. Then I can let this drain out into it. And that makes for a mess-free oil change. So we'll let this drain for a couple minutes. We get all of the oil out. And then we'll clean up everything and put the new oil back in. So all of the oil now has drained out. So I can start cleaning this area up. And I'll go ahead and put the drain plug back into this. And now I can remove my little tray. And you can see no oil escaped. I can dispose of that now. And please make sure that you use the proper recycling to be able to dispose of the used oil. Now I'm going to go ahead and replace the wheel. I'm going to get that on, put the washer back on, and put the retainer pin back into this. And it just snaps on easily with your hands. So that's all done now. So next, let's put some new oil in it. Now the oil that I'm using is just a 10W30 oil. Now I'm going to go ahead and put the new oil in, and yes, I'm using a funnel. Because if I didn't use a funnel, I would have oil really pretty much everywhere. Okay, now with this full, and it's full about halfway up the threads, then I can go ahead and put this cap back on here. All we need now is some gas. We'll take this outside and we'll start it up. And the last thing I do is just wipe off, clean up everything, and then I'm ready to put this back into the storage. Now I do the same thing with my little plastic container. I get it all cleaned up, and I can put it back on the shelf, ready for the next time. After you change the oil, it's very important that you recycle that oil. Don't just throw it in the trash can. Most communities will have a recycling area that you can take the used oil and they'll process it for you. So please look up in your area and find that recycle location so that you can bring that used motor oil. So after a couple of years in storage, I put a little bit of gas in it. Of course, you saw me change the oil. Let's see if this will start. Now with this in the off mode, I'm gonna go ahead and choke this and pull this a couple of times to kind of get everything circulating. And then I'm gonna turn this on. Thank you for watching this video today. I know it was a real short one, and I know it wasn't on the CNC machine, but every now and then you got to do something a little bit different to show what else is going on. And maintenance on the generator and changing that oil is a very important factor. I hope you enjoyed this video today, and if you did, go ahead and hit that like button, and don't forget, right down there in the corner, hit that subscribe button and the little bell notification. Until next time, I look forward to seeing each and every one of you in my shop on whatever project that I'm working on.